Sheryl Swoopes isn't just watching Caitlin Clark's rise from the sidelines, she's doing everything she can to stop it. It's not jealousy hidden behind polite words, and it's not just competitive fire, it's something much more desperate. Every move Swoopes makes these days feels like an attempt to dim Clark's light before it completely eclipses her own legacy. And the latest stunt? Well, it wasn't even subtle. When Sheryl waltzed onto Gilbert Arenas' podcast wearing a Paige Bueckers t-shirt, she wasn't just shouting support for a promising young star, she was sending a carefully packaged message to Caitlin Clark without even opening her mouth. At first glance, you might think it's harmless, a WNBA legend showing love for another rising player. But look closer, and you'll realize it's a strategic shot. The Paige shirt wasn't about Paige, it was about undermining Clark, a passive-aggressive swipe dressed up as support for someone else. And if you've been paying attention, you already know this wasn't a one-off moment. Sheryl Swoopes has been building this campaign against Caitlin Clark for a long time, from taking sly digs during Clark's historic college run, to flat-out downplaying her record-breaking moments. It's a pattern that's impossible to ignore. Even last year, during a Dallas Wings broadcast, Swoopes' commentary was so blatantly anti-Clark that the network yanked her mid-season. And when Stephen A. Smith, of all people, publicly calls you out for being petty, you know it's bad. This isn't just criticism, this isn't a hot take, this is a long-running strategy. Chip away at Clark's shine, little by little, while pretending it's just analysis. But the question we have to ask is why? Why is Sheryl so determined to tear down Caitlin Clark? It's not just about basketball, it's not even about respect, it's about control. Caitlin Clark has done something that terrifies the old WNBA guard. She's taken the spotlight without asking for permission. She didn't bow to the legacy players. She didn't play politics. She just showed up, broke records, and forced the world to pay attention through sheer skill and willpower. And for people like Swoopes, who built their identity around being gatekeepers of the sport, that's more threatening than any crossover dribble or deep three-point bomb. Caitlin Clark isn't just good, she's revolutionary. In her rookie season alone, she shattered record after record. Most points by a rookie, most assists, most three-pointers, first rookie to snag multiple triple-doubles. She became a WNBA All-Star faster than anyone expected, racking up the highest fan votes in history, over 700,000. She sold out arenas. She boosted TV ratings by double digits. She moved more jerseys than entire WNBA teams combined. In simple terms, she wasn't supposed to be this good, this fast. And every new milestone Caitlin hits makes the old narratives crumble a little more. But here's where it gets even uglier. It's not just about basketball talent. There's an uncomfortable racial and political undertone to the whole drama. Paige Bueckers fits neatly into the ideological mold that many WNBA insiders prefer. She's socially vocal, politically aligned, a safe face for the league's messaging. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, just plays. She doesn't chase media narratives or activism headlines. She plays the game with a Steph Curry swagger, not an agenda. And for some, that's unacceptable. That's why Swoopes' t-shirt wasn't random. It was calculated. It was a signal to the old guard. This is our kind of star. Not Clark. Fans aren't stupid. They see through the game. They know when someone's being weaponized. And they know when someone's being undermined. The sad part? Paige Bueckers deserves better than to be used like this. Paige is an incredible talent. A player who could have her own era of dominance. She doesn't need to be shoved into a fake rivalry just to serve Sheryl's vendetta, but that's exactly what's happening. Swoopes didn't rock that shirt to celebrate Paige's talent, she wore it to throw shade at Caitlin, and everyone watching knew it. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continues to do what she's always done, dominate. Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, first WNBA rookie to record a triple-double, and then she did it again, fastest WNBA player ever to 100 three-pointers. Highest-selling jersey, record-breaking TV ratings, stadiums packed with fans, most of whom never cared about the WNBA until now. And yet, somehow, the narrative keeps trying to shift. It's not about her excellence, it's about her attitude. It's about whether she's too cocky or not activist enough. It's ridiculous. Let's be real. If Caitlin Clark had come into the league talking the right politics, checking the right boxes, she'd be paraded as the greatest thing to ever happen to the WNBA. But because she doesn't play that game, she's treated like an intruder. Meanwhile, players with worse stats and far less impact get a free pass because they play ball with the media machine. It's a double standard so obvious it's embarrassing. When Sheryl Swoopes shows up wearing a Paige Bueckers shirt, it's not mentorship, it's not encouragement, it's fear, it's bitterness. It's a desperate attempt to stay relevant by hitching her wagon to a player she thinks she can control. Because deep down, Swoopes knows Caitlin Clark doesn't need her, doesn't need anyone's approval, and that terrifies her more than anything. The truth is, Caitlin Clark isn't just standing shoulder to shoulder with WNBA legends already, she's already surpassing them. Statistically, culturally, financially, the numbers don't lie. Most points, most assists, most triple-doubles, most all-star votes. Clark's rookie season wasn't just impressive, it was historic, and no amount of side eyes, petty t-shirts, or passive-aggressive podcasts can change that. The fans have decided. They're not confused, they're not falling for the old tricks, they're riding with Clark, they're packing arenas, they're buying jerseys, they're tuning into games they never cared about before. Caitlin Clark has changed the WNBA's trajectory in ways that marketing departments could only dream about a year ago, and she did it by being herself, not by playing the same old games. Let's also not ignore how badly this reflects on Swoopes herself. For someone who helped build the WNBA, you'd think she would celebrate someone breathing new life into it. You'd think she would mentor, uplift, and champion the next generation. But no! Instead, she clings to relevance by trying to tear down someone whose success threatens her status. It's sad, it's transparent, and frankly, it's embarrassing. Paige Bueckers deserves to be celebrated on her own merit. Caitlin Clark deserves to be celebrated on hers. These two women should not be turned into pawns for aging stars trying to cling to fading legacies. But that's where we are. Because for some people, control matters more than growth. Ego matters more than evolution. And that's why Sheryl Swoopes isn't mad that Caitlin Clark is overrated. She's mad because Caitlin Clark is undeniable. And let's be clear, this is only the beginning. Clark's second season will likely shatter even more records. More viewership, more ticket sales, more milestones. And with every new achievement, the desperation from the old guard will only grow louder. But it won't matter, because Caitlin isn't asking for permission. She's already kicking down the doors. The WNBA is no longer a niche product. Thanks to Caitlin Clark, it's creeping into mainstream conversations, mainstream sponsorships, mainstream eyeballs, Iowa kids, Midwest families, casual NBA fans, all of them are watching now. That's impact you can't fake. That's change you can't manufacture. That's what real greatness looks like. So let Sheryl Swoopes rock her little t-shirts. Let the haters tweet their snarky comments. Let the bitter podcasts roll. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here changing history, brick by brick, three-pointer by three-pointer, assist by assist. She's not just part of the WNBA's story, she's the future of it. And if you're tired of the fake rivalries, tired of the manufactured drama, tired of seeing legends act like gatekeepers instead of mentors, then show it. Drop a CC for MVP in the comments right now. Let them all know, Caitlin Clark isn't going anywhere. She's not bending, she's not breaking, she's building, and she's just getting started.